Hi everybody. Oopsie, are we level? There we go. Hi, it's Abby, the Zen Wren. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Long time no see. Well, you can hear the dogs slurping in the background and toenails on the floor, so it's another superior video. I don't care. I don't care anymore. This is what you're gonna get. How are you? I'm fine. I've been busy. Learn to knit. Well, learn to knit on one of those round things they give kindergarten kids. Anyways, watched a YouTube channel and learned to knit socks, slipper socks. So I've been hard at work. I think I've got 24, 25 pairs under my belt. And today I got an email saying Ronald McDonald's house is looking for slippers. So if you don't believe in sort of synergy, how's that for perfect timing, universe? Good job. Yes, I am a bit of a nut like that. Once I have learn a skill, I will hammer and hammer away at it until I perfect it. And now I'm at where I can add colors and make designs, and I'm in that creative stage. So great fun, but you have to have your wits about you to knit. I don't know how those ladies that just go like crazy do it, because you have to count to keep track, or else, as I discovered, you'll end up with one slipper about 2.5 inches longer than the other. Boink. Anyways, hiya. I'm the Zen Wren. If you're new here, my name is Abby. I'm a crazy person who wants to make some new friends and have some fun on the internet. And I don't have any skills. Lord knows I can't cook. So the only skill I have is tarot cards. Ooh, spooky. They're thinking, well, she's got that witchy hair. It's true. It's true. Once you get to a certain stage in your life, your inner witch comes out. Yeah, inner witch. That's how I'll put it. You get to a point where you just don't care anymore. You are what you are, and you start to love yourself. And the beauty of it is you start to care. You stop caring. And it's so funny. If I could find a way to tell younger people about it, if I could figure it out, I would bottle it and give it away, because it's been such a changing attitude for me. Just that little attitude change has been miraculous in my life. Nothing really's changed except my attitude. It sounds so simple, easy, doesn't it? Anyways, there's some rules. The old timers here are like, yeah, we'll just listen to you natter. Good, that's the way to go. Something to sip. If you're lucky enough, it's happy hour, and then you can have a nice cool something, or strong something, or frothy something, or maybe something hot, like a cup of coffee with some Baileys or Kahlua. Ooh. Write that down. You also must have some stretchy pants or comfortable clothes, preferably think pajamas, so that you can curl up and just totally turn the world off. That's where I want you. I want your noggin empty. I want you to just let this all run through, just like water running down the curb after a heavy rain. There'll be like twigs and leaves and stuff. Just let it all bubble through. In a few days, what'll happen is something will twig you. You'll be driving along, and a thread of something that we talk about today will catch or remind you. You may find yourself coming back to watch it again, because you're like, is that what she said? Did she really say that? I can't believe that. So you'll watch it again, and I find it takes 2 or 3 times to kind of get it in, and each time you watch, you'll pick up another bit. I don't know what's going to come out today. Like I say, I often take the message from the reading as well. Well, actually, all the time I do. Anytime something falls into my lap, I always take that as if it's unusual, it's a reason. There's a reason. It's an opportunity. It's a chance to explore a different perspective. Wow, I'm on heavy natter today. What are we waking and baking with? Oh, platinum cookies. So there you go. Platinum cookies makes you even more chatterbox. All right, so here we go. Today I am going to use my tattoo deck as our main deck, and I am going to clarify with my Rider-Waite, my old workhorse. And again, for the newbies and for the rest of you, just take this natter as your mantra to start turning off, settling down, a couple of big breaths. I'm going to bring you down, watch the shuffle, watch the deal, and I'll just natter away. Get comfortable. Prepare to be amazed. Good to see you. All right, come down here and oh no, my camera work has not gotten any better. So here's my tattoo deck. I haven't had these guys out in a while. They're pretty excited to see daylight, I bet. Let me just have a look and make sure we don't have half of the deck upside down. Nope, we're in good shape. This deck is very stiff and good workout for old lady hands. Anyways, a little more history on the tarot deck. Some people think of it as a Ouija board type of thing, that spirits or I don't know, ghosts, whatever, deliver messages through this. I'm not that inclined. I don't discount miracles and angels and things like that. I just am I'm a different duck. And what I think the cards talk about is life experiences that every human being will share. We don't all share them at the same time, but chances are we're all going to live pretty much the same experience, probably, I don't know, at least more than half of the time. I just find, I moved a lot as a kid, and I found everywhere I went, I met the same people. And it became very clear to me, even I remember about 10 years old figuring this out, that I had met that person time and time again. Every time we moved, there'd be this a Stacy and a Chad, you know. There was always the nerd. So what that demonstrated to me is that, yes, we are patterned, and everybody knows a habit is a hard thing to break. So if you don't want to embrace your hippie, voodoo, tarot lady, fortune teller side, embrace the psychological side. Embrace the notion that you can get in a rut. Your self-talk can be repetitive. You will take, literally, you won't cut a new path unless you're almost forced to. It's like water. Water takes the path of least resistance, and then forces come to bear on it, and it has to cut a new riverbank. And that's sort of what life does to you. It forces your hand, and either you rise up and meet the challenge, find growth, or you get worn down and another challenge will come. Because that's the interesting thing also about life, I've noticed, is if you ignore a calling card from life, they'll just keep coming back. That problem will keep coming back. It'll get more annoying, it'll be louder, it'll be more inconvenient. So I often say these old sayings, a stitch in time saves 9. But they're so bloody true. It's true. Get it now. Stop dithering. Dithering. That's a word, hey? What jumped out? 10 of coins. Awesome card. 10 of coins is happy families. It talks of financial security for generations. Talks about a stable family unit that has things that will be passed down. It could be money, it could be things of value, might be a piece of property, but it can also be things that are very valuable to humans. It could be things like traditions, a good set of values, a strong moral compass. Those things also, I mean, you may not be born with the silver spoon in your mouth, and if you ask me, we've seen all too clearly that a silver spoon, if you didn't earn it, it's hard to keep. So sometimes things that don't have any market value are priceless. And this talks about a family, a group of people who support each other, and it's multi-generational. You'll see there's grandpa, there's the couple, some kids, and of course some dogs or pets. You know, we're all part of this big community, whether you got the fur or the flesh. So it's a good start. It's a nice card for the first reading of a new year, put it that way. Interesting. Oh, we got dog bark already. Shouldn't be. It's not propane day, so it shouldn't be the propane man. I'm going to leave this card out and just see how this sort of colors the whole reading. Interesting. I love that. I'm actually interested to see what's coming now, because what a lovely, this is like your base color. What a lovely base color to start with. Sunshine. Sunshine and the promise of opportunity to come. Oh, excellent. All right. Now, tarot people will know what I'm doing here is my own thing. I've been doing this so long now. I don't lay the layout. I read the layout that I read. So please don't look at this and then watch somebody else and think, you know, they're crazy or I'm crazy. No. The idea of the tarot cards to me is you get to be friends with each card, and it evokes a feeling in me, which I tell the story. So once I've gotten to that stage, I no longer need, to me the layout is like training wheels. Don't get too caught up in what I do. There really is no rhyme or reason, and it's totally just what it is. So here we go. The red theme today is the base color. It's the root chakra. It's January. It's actually the start of a lot of stuff. And it's been a crazy couple of weeks, hasn't it? Very disturbing, actually, in some instances. But you gotta break a couple of eggs to bake a cake, they used to say. So I hope that's what that was about. Ooh. On the bottom of the main deck, we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is choices, lots of choices. Good choices, bad choices, a couple of booby traps, a winning lottery ticket. There is just so many options. This also talks about delusion. Sometimes believing the salesman or believing the sales pitch or getting hoodwinked. It talks about you needing to be you need to just be careful. You are vulnerable to a sales pitch. There are good choices out there, but you don't just dive in. That's what that card talks to me. And now we need a little zhuzh. We'll put, these poor old cards are getting battered, but think Velveteen Rabbit syndrome, you know, where somebody's loved all your rough edges off. What a way to be, right? You're just old and broken because you've been loved to death. That's how I want to go. With one of my button eyes missing and a few stitches, one ear kind of ripped off. That's how I want to go. Just loved to death. Okay, here we are. I hope everybody out there is well. I hope you're keeping your shack wacky under control. I know I've been having my days. We had a blast of beautiful weather though, and I was outside every chance I got, so that helped. We're in about day 3 of a cold snap here, so... Oh. Bottom of the clarifiers is justice. Fairness. That's another great card. It just talks about fairness. Just what you would think. So, take a breath, everybody. Clear your mind. Last chance before we get all aboard. One-way trip to Crazyville. Take a breath. Clear your mind. I'm just settling myself. Try that. What I do is I rub my hands together, and then you can just feel the pulse in your hands, literally the heat coming off each hand. It's science. It's called friction and heat, but I just like it. It makes me feel alive. All right, I'm going to just flip these cards, and you're just going to see them then. Oh, jeepers creepers. Wow. Sorry, I'm just digesting. Duplicate. Well, let's come on up. I'm gonna try and do this hand and see if I can't set my elbow on fire with the candle. Okay, here we go. Interesting group of cards. So remember on the bottom I said this talks of sort of a family security, legacy, could be inheritance, could be valuables, property, things like that, or could be a great set of values, you know, something that your parents passed on to you. So a couple of things of note. Here comes the 10 of Cups, like its partner. This is sort of value-wise happily ever after. This is heart-wise happily ever after. Wow. There are 2 decks in the tarot card, the minor and the major. The minor talks of everyday workaday type stuff, challenges we meet regularly. The major deck talks of big changing, or life changing things, world changing things, and those things come periodically into our lives. And if they don't, if you're living that every day, I'm so sorry for you, because what an exhausting life. And I'm just, one of the first things I look at is what's the ratio? How much of it is big? How much of it is little? How much of it is dark? How much of it is light? It's very light. There's many positive cards in here. There are, I'm counting, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 tens. Tens are the first number we pull together. 1 and 0 is 1, so it speaks of the end and a beginning. So this is talking a lot about beginning and ends, and this is the ultimate end card. This is the last card in the majors. It's the world, and it is attainment. So not only do you have all these sort of tens, the end of stuff, you have the you're going to receive it. It's not talk anymore. It's happening. Exciting. In the middle, you have the Seven of Cups, which you had on the bottom, remember? And here's this picture is better at what I was saying, how there's choices, talks of many, many choices. You can see there's snakes and gold and palace. You even have a mystery bag in this one, right? So you could delude yourself, you can fool yourself, but that's how life is. There's always a choice. There is always a choice. So I would say the Seven of Cups talks of making sure you are making the best decision. What it covers is the moon. Now the moon is a major arcana card, and it talks, think about the moon. The moon is a reflective light versus the sun, which is direct light. The moon is actually reflecting the sunlight. And so it's kind of a tricky situation. Not only that, it's dim. We all look so good in moonlight. Everything looks better by moonlight. It takes the wrinkles and the scars, and it hides all that. It hides a multitude of sins. In the picture you can see there's a wolf and a dog. It talks of our sort of instinctual wild side, and the domesticated side. That's the side we present in society, but our true self you could think of as the wolf, right? When we call on our instincts, and the answer, you just know the answer. And the dog is where you study, you research, you're not running just on your gut, you're working it. So it's this constant battle between those two forces in you, and the moon reminds us that it's tricky because you don't have a clear vision. And look what's crawling out of the water. A big lobster. And again, it's hard to sort of say, what does the lobster have to do anything? It's a surprise. It's something you wouldn't expect in this description, isn't it? That's life in a nutshell. There's always something coming. So in the middle, right now, where you stand in the universal scheme of things, choices are to be made, and apparently there's 7 roads to Rome for you. What else is down here? Things are happening. Stuff is starting to percolate. This is the 8 of Wands. Wands are the actual doing, the physical doing of something. And the 8 of Wands talks about all the wands are airborne. All the wheels are turning all of a sudden. The gears are going and stuff is happening. And again, isn't that always the way with life? It just never comes in drips. It's this onslaught. So if you think of these 8 clubs sailing towards you like spears, that's how it is. So perhaps your mind is getting ready, your mind has been mulling over all these options. And things are happening. I think whatever was waiting, maybe you're selling a house, getting a job, whatever, the okay has come through. This would be an affirmation. This would be a manifestation. This would be, I get it. I got it. It's here. It's coming. Here's the shipping number. Whoa. Here's the possession date. Things are going. But there's still choices to be made, apparently. Wow. Things are moving and choices are to be made. And you're standing in a little bit of misty, perhaps there's a couple more steps that have to fall into place before you can actually make the decision. Maybe that's what the moon is talking about. There's just a couple more things before, and then you're sure once those 2 things fall in, if this happens, then the choice is A. If this happens, then the choice is B. So maybe it's just that, and you're not procrastinating. Let's hope that's what it is. That's where you are right now. Things are going to happen here. Choices will need to be made, and you need to be aware that right at this very moment in time, you don't have it's not been all opened up to you. You're still working in dim light. You want to wait for the sunshine. What's been happening lately? Like the last 6 months? Well, we all kind of know what the world is happening, but what about you? The Knave of Swords, his tag is Vigilance. He's a young man who, see his tattoo? This deck's a great starter deck because it gives lots of little hints. The tattoo on his neck, his third eye, it's wide open and he sees it. He's vigilant. He's aware just of the rhythm of life. Just when something seems out of the ordinary. I watch a lot of true crime, and they say things like, a strange car in a neighborhood will only sit there 9 to 12 hours before somebody calls or goes over and has a look inside, or, people have spidey senses, right? So this guy is somebody who reminds us to get your radar up, to be vigilant, to not look where you're stepping, but look what's coming, right? You need some reaction time. If you're staring down at your feet, or if you're staring at your dashboard and you look up and there's a mountain right in front of you, you have no reaction time. So he tells us, heads up, vigilant. Okay? Why? Either you lost something or came awful close to losing something. I almost feel it's like we were so vigilant and we got sick anyways. Through no fault of my own, I was really doing the best I could. I was getting good reports. I lost my job. There's so many, everybody's had a loss, but you've had a loss, and this card tells me you were being vigilant. You were being proactive, and it was a loss anyways. And again, that's life. I often find when I have some sort of weird sign on my forehead that says, you can tell me anything. And people do. People tell me within minutes of meeting people. They often share. Mind you, I share too. And we all stumble at some point in our life where we played fair. We played by the rules. We did everything, and we should have come out on top. And you don't. It's really hard. That is a hard loss to get over. When you've played by the rules and you lose, it's really hard to get over. What I have discovered is, years later, when you go back and you are not up to your neck emotionally or financially in this issue, and you have a little space and you've matured a little bit, you will often find that it was settled fairly, or it was the wrong fit anyways, or it did launch you in a better direction. So what you feel as this horrible, horrible loss, don't worry about it. I think this is the piece of sand in the oyster that you're going to make a pearl out of. Ooh, I love jewelry. Eee. So yeah, you're coming off a loss, but apparently that loss is over because of all this new stuff and these choices. Wowzers. Underneath you, in your heart of hearts, how's it going? Let's take the pulse of your heart of hearts. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is like, it's another 10. What am I talking about? It's going to say it's just like a 10. It's the ultimate 10. This is, think of a Ferris wheel. How when you get up, that's when you have the best view. These are the ultimate seats, right? But it has to cycle. So the wheel is moving. A cycle has ended. Again, the cycle has ended. So now you're on that up. This is the upswing. Yes. And the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is the ultimate personality to me. She's the super mom. She's the jack of all trades. She's the lady that's driving the carpool and chopping the carrots, and This lady makes everything look easy. And it's actually not even a lady. This personality makes everything look easy. And it's not that it is easy, it's just this gal's got her priorities straight. She doesn't waste energy over planning. She's not like that. She really gets it. She gets it. She gets why we do things. And so, like I said, she makes everything look easy, and she's usually a success. And she can take things in stride. She's just very balanced. Very good energy, especially coming up. This lady can do. Whew. So if that's not you, perhaps that's your partner. But it's somewhere deep in your heart. You feel ready. You're ready to take this on. Wow. What about looking down? What about if we could go up in your Ferris wheel and just look out a little bit? Maybe you can't see this yet. It's just way, way, way out. But it's stuff that's starting to happen in order to make whatever's going to change in your life happen. You know, all those little things that have to happen. Jobs have to be posted. Contacts have to be made. Things like that. Just those little things that all click together to make something happen. What's the environment looking like for you? Again, a 10. This 10, the 10 of Swords. This 10 of Swords is a finish. It's sort of it's a clean finish because it's over. It's 10 swords in the back. So whatever came before, you are going to break with it totally. For example, if you got laid out of your stock market job, you're maybe going to do something totally different. I don't get the impression that this is I'm going to keep trying to claw back into that. It sounds like there's some new exciting chances here, and maybe that's why you're in the dark a little bit. Is this is not a field you're an expert in yet. You're still, finding your way around. But whatever you has finished, it's done. It's done in your mind. It's not an option anymore, which is with the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is a journey. It's a walking away from. So whatever this was, you are mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you're walking away from it. This is, like I said, it's a sad card to think of 10 swords in your back. But boy, it's a clean break. When you finally understand that, then it's a clean break. You won't carry any woulda, shoulda, couldas. You'll put that down and you're going forward. You also had to get your house in order. Emotionally, things you cared about. Lots of stuff was in the mix for you. This has caused you to sort of do some serious soul searching, which is never a bad thing. Anyway, so yes, you may not be there just yet, but rest assured, you are going to have a clean break with this, and you'll feel, in a way, you will drop that backpack of whatever you were carrying around, and the weight will be lifted, and you'll be done with it. It'll be done. Things are moving, lots of choices. You're coming off a loss that I really feel through no fault of your own. You were being vigilant, but that's what life's all about. You're prepared. The wheel is moving up. There's new opportunity, a whole new view, a whole new vista is about to come up. When this Ferris wheel gets to the top, you're going to see things around you didn't even know exist. Yeah. You're making the ultimate break with whatever was lost or you were losing or thought you were losing. That will be done. You won't even want to go back. Wherever you're going will leave you with the impression was like, I'm kind of glad. It kind of worked, in the end. We had to make some hard choices, but this is a better outcome. Why? Here comes that happy families. And a new way to earn money, or new money. Ace of Coins is money in the hand. So maybe it is a change of careers. Maybe for some reason you got some money, an inheritance or something. But there is money, enough money. And maybe the reason it's new is it's a new thought process about money. Maybe you were always in that saving stage, or maybe money was the scoreboard for you. And, the more money you had, the smarter you were, the more successful you were, the more powerful you could be, the more attractive you were to the opposite sex. All those things, maybe that was your attitude before. And now you realize, hey, if you have a gazillion billion dollars, and you can't trust anybody or love anybody because you never know if they're after your gazillion billion dollars, maybe this isn't the best way to keep score. Maybe this is the best way to keep score. How many people in your life love you and want to be with you because of you, not because of the money? So this could be the reality that you see. A whole change of money, whether it's a change of how it comes to you or your attitude about you, money will look new to you. And this could happen. This could happen. You have the ability to make it happen. What is going to happen? You're going to dither. Ooh, that word, I've used it twice. You're going to dither a bit. The Hangman, a big card here, talks about coming to the crossroads. The interesting thing, you have your one leg is down, so you're not hamstrung. You have the ability to get out of this predicament. I sometimes will say this card also is somebody who's maybe bought something and it's ordered, and now they're having a little bit of second thoughts. This is time to reflect. This is buying yourself a little time. It also talks about not making the commitment. You're really just hanging there, and it's your own fault because you could be moving forward. There's no reason for you to be here other than that's where you're at, and maybe you need to be there. Maybe like I said before, there's a couple more pieces that have to fall into place. So if A happens, you go plan B. If B happens, you go plan C, that kind of thing. So maybe that's why you're hanging there. I hope so. I hope you're not dithering. The reason I'm thinking maybe it's something waiting, maybe it's something legal or something, but this is the Emperor. The Emperor is somebody who's a leader, who's a decider, who would be, say, going to approve something, or the ultimate hiring. He's the guy who has to stamp on the hiring. Maybe he's the permit guy who's going to give you the license to do whatever you want to do. But it talks as sort of the final stamp of approval. He is the decider in chief. I am the decider. So you're waiting. Maybe you're waiting on him. I hope so. This is very uncomfortable if you're just hanging there. Like if you're not waiting with purpose, it's a very uncomfortable place to be. So just make sure that you're not procrastinating, because you have an opportunity. You do it right. This could be one of those things they talk about. What do you need to know going forward? There's some work coming up. Remember I said the Eight of Wands, they're all in the air. Here they are. Here you've gathered them up. Going forward, you've gathered them up. You've got them in a bundle. You've got them organized. You can handle this. So going forward, you're going to take advantage of what is being offered, this sort of all systems are go. And it'll be fine. There'll be no Houston, we have a problem. You've got it. You're prepared. You can handle this. This talks about sometimes we get a negative side of this is we will often sort of, especially if you're trying to teach somebody something and you're in a bit of a rush and they're struggling and you've exhausted all your explanations and you're just sitting there with your hands clenched thinking, let me do it. Just let me do it. Try to not get that martyr attitude, because people are quite happy to let you carry the whole load. So don't volunteer to carry the whole load, because people will, you will think, oh, this will snap them out of it. No, it won't. They'll say, oh, great, thanks, and off they go. And I actually am wondering if that somebody hasn't disappointed you. Somebody was supposed to do something, because we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is despair and disappointment. It talks about, it shows 5 cups and 3 are spilt. So it talks about a couple of instances of disappointment, sort of crying over spilt milk, and you need to put that down, turn around, find the 2 cups that are right side up. So again, maybe you had the 3 spilt, maybe there's been 3 disappointments delivered to you of late, the 3 spilt cups in this disappointment. So your heartache and disappointment has brought you here. Just be careful that you don't become the martyr. You want something that's sustainable. So you can see he's gathered them up and he's going to carry them, and you will have to do that. So don't sign up that's something that is not sustainable. Maybe that's the message of the moon and the 7 of Cups, right? Don't hook your wagon to something that is not sustainable. If you have to, let's say you think he's Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, but you have to sort of bite your tongue and count to 10 and don't sell yourself that you can live under those kinds of conditions. Wait for the perfect fit. You're already waiting. You're already waiting for something. So wait for the perfect fit. This is fine, but you don't want a life of this, okay? You don't want to carry all of it yourself. So don't let a little setback or a little disappointment make you think, if you don't pick this up and shoulder the burden all on your own, that it will fall through. That's not the case at all. Whatever is coming your way, you may have to organize it, and don't let a few disappointments put you in that mindset where you're going to muscle this through. Life, there's no point in muscling anything. Life rolls at us like waves on a beach. So it's coming. Life is coming to you whether you know it or not. So while you try and muscle it all together, just remember, that's not a lifestyle we want. All these beautiful 10s are lifestyles that we want. They don't have anything in their hands. As a matter of fact, their hands are wide open. Bring me more life, bring me more. So expect in the next little while that things will finally, all the bits and bobs will fall into place. There was a disappointment, you lost something, you feel the shift. You realize the world has changed. I might as well change along. It's a natural inflection point where you can jig or jog. Why not? Why not? Nobody knows where any of this is going to come out. There will be jobs that will not even exist anymore after this. So yeah, put on your thinking cap and let life come to you. You will be surprised. And actually, again, there is so much just foundation of strength and happiness in this reading. And I know, as disconcerting as I've made this sound, this is exciting. This is the juicy part where you get to squeeze the fruit and taste test everything at Costco, and that's what I think of it. It's just all that reminds me of is, you know, lots of times you try on the first dress ends up being the dress, but you wouldn't know it until you tried on the other 7 dresses, right? And then each one confirms to you more and more this is the way to go. And the only thing you have to worry about is yourself and your little, I was gonna say, rock hard head. When you get your head down, get the bit in your teeth, and away you go. But just be careful. A little disappointment just sweetens it. Makes, you know, anything that comes with a little bit of challenge and growth is always the stuff we hang on to and keep. Wow. I'm excited because I think that applies to me a little bit. The 7 opportunities, the 7, what are you going to tackle next? I'm excited about that. You take good care. I'll see you in a couple of weeks or a month, or who knows when I'll see you, when we need to talk. But we're going to be just fine, everybody. Peace out, everybody. Bye.